Good. All right. So let's call this meeting in session, 7:01. Better than last time. I think we started pretty late, so this is great. All right. Hope everyone's staying well, doing well, and let's start with public comments. I don't presume there are any. Is that right, Jim?
No public comments, correct.
All right, so we'll move on to the minutes. Everybody have a chance to look them over. I guess, do we have a motion to approve the minutes? First, we do the approval, then we second it, then we discuss. Motion to approve the minutes? Mary? Second it?
I second.
All right. Any discussion? I didn't see anything to call into question.
Angie here. Dwight,
Hey, Dwight.
I got a quick question.
Sure.
Are the liaisons should be listed in the minutes or not? I've normally seen them listed in all the minutes.
Yeah. Dwight, I was wondering the same thing. I was not sure about that. Maybe Jim can speak to that.
I'm kind of confused on the question. What happened? Oh, as far as up that they ain't got listed on the top. Okay, so that needs to be put there. All right, I see what you're saying.
That
I know we used.
liaison-
Yeah, I missed that. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I was just checking, that's all, because all the other commissions I'm on to, just if I'm part of it, they mentioned that I was part of the meeting, so.
Yep.
Great.
No, I should have put that there. Yes, correct. So I will add that. That is correct.
All right,
Great.
no
Funny, I noticed and I was like, I wasn't sure. So I'm really glad you brought that up, Dwight.
Yes, thank
Right.
you.
So both you and David were there last meeting. Okay, wonderful. Any commissioners have anything to address? Other than that, it all looked good to me. Okay. I guess, all in favor of accepting the minutes from not from February 28th, from January 24th. Please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Kim, Kim, you weren't here at the
I
meeting,
wasn't
right?
here, so I can't.
You have to abstain. Okay, fair enough. All right, terrific. And now we have liaison reports. Dwight, I don't know did David say he would be here tonight, Jim?
Yeah, David's here.
Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Maybe my layout, I guess didn't have it fully laid out. All right. Good to see you. Who would like to go first?
I can go real quick. Mine is going to be pretty quick.
Okay, go for it. And let me just say that sorry to interrupt.
That's
Let me
okay.
just say that, brief reports are great with the information and as you know, as our commission, we'll bring our concerns to you and look to you to bring our concerns to the respective boards at large. We don't necessarily, I know, David, you gave a really detailed report last time. We don't need to necessarily know who voted on what or how it was voted, but to just know that you're there to represent and to hear overall what the results are. If there are any, concerns going on, that's wonderful. So I just wanted to share that. All right. Sorry, Dwight, you go ahead.
Okay, it's really quick. We're meeting, the Board of Finance is meeting this Thursday to look at the recommendations made by the Board of Selectmen on the budget. We're meeting to look at their recommendations, and then we'll be making our recommendations going forward. So, and that's basically it. It's been, this is what we've been working on for a while. So, budgets. You're muted. You're muted.
I am, out of respect, I muted myself and then I forgot to. You'd think by now I would get this.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say that I expect we'll hear a lot more on that next month. Some decisions are gonna be made
Yeah.
during the course of the month. Yeah, Dwight? Okay, thank you. Okay, any questions for Dwight? No? Okay, all right, David. Now I've got everyone as a grid, so I can actually see everyone, which is great. All right, go ahead, David.
Sure,
mute myself.
Andrea, thank you. And I would say that I am a little bit late getting on. I guess my computer updated and I was having a heck of a time, so I had to sign in on my iPad.
It's okay,
but-
we've all been there. We've all been there.
Yeah, we've, as echoing what Dwight said, we've been just mainly meeting a lot of times on the budget, as you can imagine, with the Board of Finance. But we also had a regular meeting. Not a lot was decided here other than what was in the agenda for that meeting. As you can imagine, with all the budget stuff, we were mostly dealing with some fairly normal town type matters. We did get all the various administrative reports. The budget looks like it's moving along about as expected for the town. We did get an update on the American Rescue Plan Act money and how that's going. That of course is a very huge bureaucratic issue, and the guidelines are finally, I think, more or less now complete. Whether that's understandable, whether you can understand them or not, is another question. But Tony Genovese keeps us updated on that. We did get a report, an update on the Siting Council's. I guess it was a rejection of the town and the citizens' request to not have that cell tower in the residential property that was being that had happened, and the town, that group of citizens who was opposing that is going ahead with an appeal of that decision by the Siting Council, and the town has signed on to in support of that appeal. There were a number of, basically procedural kinds of things that we did. There've been several resignations from commissions which were noted. So we've had people out. We've been out looking to replace those folks, and we did appoint. We made one new appointment to the Inland Wetlands Agency alternate, and that's pretty much outside of the executive commission, outside of the executive session where we didn't take any action. That's pretty much where we are. The board has made some plans to follow through and move forward on the negotiations with the further negotiations with Arbor Haven, which are necessary to tie up things as we proceed forward in the presumably leading up to a referendum for the town to decide one way or the other what they feel about the Arbor Haven proposal. And that's pretty much it. In budget time, obviously, as Dwight mentioned, everybody's looking at the numbers, and like to thank you for being one of the many commissions and boards that were very attentive to that process, and have submitted a budget that's very much in line with what we hope to see. And then we'll just see how things come out. Although today I was checking back on the CERC report that you may remember the board received about 4 years ago from the commission, the state commission that looks at these things and makes reports on the economic conditions. And it does look like, the experts are right. What they pretty much predicted then is following the course of time. So we are seeing increases in our budget, and we'll see how that comes out in the next month or two.
Great. Thanks so much.
I'll take any questions.
Yeah. Any questions for David? You were so thorough. You covered it all. Well, thank you both. Thank you very much. And we really appreciate having our liaisons here. I know you probably are inundated with many meetings, so much appreciated that you're
Well,
here.
and Andrea, I do know that you've been concerned both about the gazebo and also the clock tower.
Yes.
The town has a great deal of concern, not just about the clock tower, but about the entire center school. And there are a lot of projects there that we're trying to get done. So these items have been brought to the attention of the town. They are on the list, but like so many things, you know, I think from what I heard from Tony, the least of the problems at center school is the tower.
Right.
There are lots of things that we have to work on there, but
Right.
they're aware of them, and everybody is concerned and wants to get these things taken care of.
Yeah, the clock is probably, you know, it's probably literally putting a fresh piece of wood and hammering it up so it's not falling down. I mean, that's probably a cheap fix, but it's time. And the gazebo, you know, a lot of thought was put into that gazebo, and it's used a lot in our summer concerts. So, you know, my thought is, like, if we can keep it in good shape, it'll be a lot less costly going forward. So that's, you know, that's where I am. So thank you for bringing that,
Sure.
continuing to bring that. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so we move on to me, I guess. You know, I don't have a big report. Just, you know, it's great to see the COVID numbers are going down. This is good for all of us. It's good for the community. It's certainly good for the health of our community in terms of recreational programs, and hopefully being able to continue in the direction, or the positive negative direction. I don't know how to say that, but, you know, numbers going down and being able to offer programming as close to pre-COVID days as possible. So thank you, as always, for keeping those going, John, and everyone who works closely with you, Teresa and Chris, and everyone who's behind the scenes. And I also, gosh, there was something else I was going to say in that regard. It escaped me. But oh, I know. I wanted to address that. You know, the praise for working on the budget. That's very much, you know, John's effort. So, you know, to continue to trim where possible without hurting programs. And I know there's a lot of work behind the scenes that John keeps that going. You know, with some input from us, but really John takes the lead in trying to find ways to not hurt programming and to cut corners. So many thanks to John for that. All right. Okay. Let me.
And I also trimmed my own self. I'm down 24 pounds.
Good for you. Go, John.
Awesome job.
That's great. That's great. That's great. We like our fit director. That's wonderful.
Congratulations.
Excellent role model for the community. Yeah, that's great. Good. Well, hopefully you're feeling better and better as you're with that change. All right, let's turn it over to Smith for the vice chair report. If you can, you're doing your multitasking, or
Yes, you can see me still?
yes.
Okay. Oh, I see myself now. Okay. So I'd like to put a focus on today on the adult volleyball program that we have going on. I talked to Jim and he gave me a little synopsis of the history of the program. I'd just like to read it to you quickly. Jim started the league as soon as he joined the Woodbridge Rec Department in 2004. For the first few years, in order to get the league running, he recruited some teams from the Orange Park and Rec League, Ironically, that's where Jim and I met originally, way back in the 90s. And where Jim still played at the time, but he recruited some teams to come over to Woodbridge. There was a few years that the Orange Rec and the Woodbridge Rec League scheduled ended around the same time. So they would have a championship of both leagues facing off against each other. Currently, we have 6 teams in the adult Woodbridge Volleyball League. The high was 7, and we had that a few different years. They were at that point they would give a bye week because you only had 3 time slots of playing: 6:15, 7:30, and 8:45, and it was getting late. There is a fall and winter league, and it's played at the Beecher South Gym. Also, at this point, we have a spring and summer league at the sand court over at the country club, and it was also run at the Beecher South Gym at different points. Around 2016, they began the sand court at the country club property. Mr. Taddy played a major role in the construction of that court. Because there was only one court, they can only accommodate 4 teams at a time. And they currently play there on Monday and Wednesday evenings. The supervisor for both programs going on is Doug Fortune, and he holds everything together and is well liked and respected by the volleyball players, and they have a great time doing it. Jim, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I mean, you hit it. I mean, we started all the way back then, and like you said, I got most of the people that I mean, like you said, we started in the 90s together with the volleyball. I recruited them, and eventually more and more Woodbridge teams took over, and it's great. We have a waiting list for the summer. I probably could have an indoor league and an outdoor league the way it's going.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, the popularity's grown, and it's just great. I'm really proud of the program, and like I said, I learned a lot from you and Orange on that. And it's great. When we first started the outdoor league in 2016, I did like you used to do it, and like you would make the teams. We did that all until COVID last year, because I didn't want to mix people up. We had people come in so they know their own group, but
Sure.
It was successful too when the rec department made the teams here, and it was just great, and really fun program. I really enjoy it.
For those of you who don't know, I used to run the league in Orange in the 90s, and Jim, that's how Jim and I met. And Jim had a court at his parents' backyard, a beach volleyball court, and so we used to go over there often and play and pick up games in his parents' backyard over in Orange. So Jim, thank you for all your hard work, and it's has not gone unnoticed. So thank you again.
Yeah, thank you, Smith. Thank you for bringing focus on the program. And like I said, it's a really enjoyable program.
And I will pass it on to the pool report if Teresa is available.
Yep, I'm here.
Hi,
Hi,
Teresa.
everyone.
Hey, Teresa.
So pool's doing good. Programs, swim lessons doing great. We're going to be ending this session on March the 5th. Still doing really great with everyone, social distancing. Kids, again, the kids come down, they know where to go. Teachers walk them over to their area. And it really seems like the kids have also, with having parents in the, if you want to say, I don't want to use the word hallway, but kind of like a spectator area, we've seen a lot more progression with the children, actually. We've seen a lot of kids actually progress a lot. I don't want to say quicker, but the confidence level is a little bit higher because they're feeling a little bit more independence on their own. And, we're seeing kids even mid-session moving from level 1 to level 2. And, of course, we're evaluating the kids as they're going through the lesson. It's not a number. It's really what they're comfortable, where they're comfortable, and what they need to learn. So, I mean, you could call it whatever number you want, but it's basically making sure they're learning in an environment that is, to their level and where they feel safest. So if they need to be in the shallow end or vice versa, whatever it is. And it's just, we're able to really focus on that with being able to just focus on the children the entire time. So this is something that I would like to continue even with restrictions, whatever happens, because I really think it gives the teachers the ability to focus solely on the children and not have to worry about fielding questions as much at the same time. And I've really seen such a great improvement in the children. Just their progression it really is amazing. Level 1, we've broken into circuits, so the children get exposed to basically different skill sets. So they work on a new kind of circuit every 5 minutes, and it's also helped the children progress. I don't want to say quicker, but at a more confidence level. And we've seen great, just a lot more confidence in how they're swimming. Of course, our our free swim times, still going great. Everyone kind of just knows the routine. It's normal now. There's nothing unnormal about it. They come, they go their lanes, they do their swim, and everyone has a good time. Everyone's safe. So I think this is kind of our normal, if you want to call it that, and it's not abnormal now. So just everything's going really great down there and staying safe, and that's what our whole goal is, and it's just doing its thing.
Sounds very positive.
And don't forget the pool closes March 20th.
Yeah, I was going
Correct.
to ask about that. Can you talk a little bit about that? What's happening with the pool?
Yes, we're going to close the doors and lock them.
Yeah. The lock is the important part, so people can't get in unattended. So, you want to turn the latch, make sure the door's shut all the way.
We won't have really any information until they drain the pool. And once
Yeah.
they drain the pool, then they'll be able to look down the two drains and see where the problem lies. If it's nothing, we're open up in a week or so. If
Mhm.
it's major, we'll know by the first day that they take it apart. So we just have to wait for Brad and his crew to inform us.
Yeah, so March 19th will be the last day that we'll be swimming. He'll start that 20th, the process of draining the pool, and he'll start then.
And if you want to think about it this way, Andrea, regardless of, knock on wood, let's hope it's minor, not major, but we would have this would have been the year regardless, we would have wanted to drain the pool. So just for maintenance purposes.
Okay,
So what we would have done it is probably after summer camp,
sure.
and we would have had a shutdown during then. So we're having it now, so it's really no harm, no foul.
Right, and hopefully, well, I guess we'll see if there's any impact on summer camp. So we're crossing our
Correct.
fingers that you're
Right.
now I know last time we wondered if the program that Mr. Taddy's involved with, if anything's happening there, does that hurt any of the school? I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but was there
Right.
any programming that's had to be, I guess, swim lessons will have to cease for a little while.
Right.
Any other school programming that has to be halted?
No.
Or?
No, there's no school program down there that I'm aware of currently. And I think they're kind of just really, we're waiting for kind of, I don't want to use the word state mandates, but you know what I mean, like it's just guidance from the state on,
Sure.
how to treat this. And as it is, things are changing daily, and I don't think in the school merely made a great decision that, hey, we don't want to start swimming and then turn around and have to pull all these kids out of the pool.
Mm.
Right, and stop that progression. So I haven't heard of anything down there. The only thing that would really be affected is our swimmers and group swim lessons. We do get very busy in the springtime with group swim lessons because everybody tries to make sure their child knows how to swim before the summertime. So, if that's something we could even fit in for 4 days, knock on wood, if we're able to do so, I'll just work with Mr. Adamovich, even if it's 4 weekends or something like that. If we're able to do so, we'll definitely figure it out if we're able to accommodate it scheduling wise and also for the community and also pool wise if we're able to.
Yeah, that would be really great to keep that going. That's a good point that, parents want to see that their kids can swim. So that's great.
The swim has been down there 2 days a week. So the school FDTI does have the adaptive swim.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I
okay.
was wondering about that. So
Okay.
that's been happening, and so how long has that been happening, Jim? Is that gonna, well, it'll be cut short, yeah?
Right, yeah, it will be cut. They'll stop when we close, yeah.
So
Yeah, because they usually go to June, adaptive swim.
So how many weeks did adaptive swim get in? Do you know?
They'll swim until, you know, until we close.
Right, but when did they
We're
start?
under
I was
way
wondering
too
when,
late.
Oh, when they start?
4 weeks ago?
December?
December.
I
Okay.
think, yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, December.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And the
So-
adaptive swim, they usually don't halt their programs. They just keep doing it through the school year. It's where we change the schedule is where their learn to swim program, where they have
Right.
a larger when it's adaptive swim, we usually just adjust the swim times per, you know, to accommodate the adaptive swim, or sometimes if we were able to do so, if they wanted to fit in an extra student, they would come and we would open up a lane for them or something like that. So
Sure.
they would go to the end of the school year.
Okay, so the best scenario, they drain the pool, it's a quick-ish fix.
Mhm.
You know, get the water back in the pool and however long that takes. And then
It takes a week.
it takes a week. And then conceivably can programming start? I mean, this is all what if kind of situation. Would then adaptive
Correct.
swim would continue, you'd get another cycle of the learn to swim going.
Correct.
And right now, how have you informed families and the school?
So what I told the parents during current swim lessons, because they've actually already been walking up to me asking, oh, can I get on the list now? Can I sign up now? Is there a waiting list I can get on? Because they want to continue. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know, what we're going to do the last day is we're going to take everyone's, you know, name and number, made them aware of kind of what's going on. We do have everyone's email address. And, you know, I can email them from of course, everyone's email is protected. We, you know, BCC and all that good fun stuff.
Sure.
And through the Woodbridge Town Pool email address, just kind of making them aware of what's going on, because we do have a lot of swimmers that want to return. And also we can send out a news blast. And maybe if I know we're not able to do announcements through the paper through the school anymore, but I can put on the PTO group and the Woodbridge Rec Facebook page, letting them know that we'll provide updates about swim lessons as soon as we have them.
Excellent. Okay. And then I guess
Real
there's-
quick, I was just wondering what seems to be the issue? What alerted
Wait.
you to there
Well,
possibly might be a
A
problem?
leakage of
A
water.
leak.
There's a pit in the filter room, and water's been seeping into that, and they're not sure where it's coming from. So they think if it's in the line or if it's at the end, they're not sure, so they have to drain it to see what part or where, so they can fix it.
Where it's leaking from. So the only
Yes.
way we can eliminate the leak and find out where the leak is coming from is by draining the pool.
Okay.
John and Teresa, are you,
Mhm.
how long is the pool usually closed during regular maintenance in September? First question. Second question is, are they able to do the regular maintenance that was supposed to be done in September now?
So the answer to both questions, regular maintenance after summertime, usually fall, September, August, is 2 weeks. And the answer to that is I would have to say, unless it has something to do with any kind of lighting with like fire lighting, and they, you know, I mean, the lights from the fire alarms, and for some reason it may be a scheduling issue. But yes, we would be able to do a large majority of that, so we could be potentially eliminate that shutdown in the summertime. So that's why I said no harm, no foul,
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Chris is correct.
because it would, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
And then if we did have to schedule someone, because I know they check yearly the lights for, you know, the fire alarms, you know, the ones in the ceiling. I'm just I'm losing the word of what it's called, but you guys know what I mean. I know that that's just like kind of a 1-day job. So worst case scenario, we could schedule that maybe like on a Friday or something like that. So it wouldn't affect like the whole entire week. And also we're not open on Fridays, so we could definitely try to work it that way. But again, we could do a large majority of our maintenance while we're closed if ideally we're not closed for a long period of time. So we wouldn't have to close in the summertime.
Thank you.
That would be great, and swimmers
Yeah.
would be extremely happy. Terrific. Great question. Any other questions about the pool? That's really thorough. Anything else? Maybe that covered. All right. Oh, I just wanted to backtrack for a second. I just really wanted to thank you, Smith, for these reports you're doing on the programs and really getting into the details. And there was a lot of history there about Jim and your, doing volleyball and playing volleyball in Jim's backyard. And, like it's really neat and really special to hear how these relationships and these programs have started. So it's wonderful to hear these highlights and to hear the backstory. So
And I
great work to
emailed
you,
Jim.
Jim, and to you, Smith.
I emailed Jim back and I said, yeah, I said, thank you for the information. Everything here I didn't know. So yeah, it's good. It's been good and it's been informative, I think, for me to hear about everything going on too. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Let's move to personnel. So there were a couple of people who Noah Dodd and Adam Liu who passed their background check, the national sex offender list, and the proposal is minimum wage of $13 per hour. And let's see, Noah would be a sports leader and Adam a swim instructor. So, do we have a motion to approve these two new people as personnel to the rec department?
I'll make a motion to accept these two new hires.
And do we have a second? Okay, go ahead, Mary. Mary seconds it. Any discussion?
Did you look? I looked. There's.
Okay, if all in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Hi.
All right, wonderful. Motion passed. Okay, and now we turn to John for the director's report. Please take it away.
Okay, fitness center is doing fine. Everything's going along smoothly. Our Monday supervisor, Johnny V, takes once a month, they go out together, all the people at the fitness center, and they go to Epic Diner and they have coffee and afterwards as a treat. Eris goes with them. So it's really nice that our workers get involved with the patrons and they go out together and they have a little extra beyond recreation. Outdoor facilities, everything's closed right now except for the playgrounds. The playgrounds have been left open and they are being used. They are being used there. The town takes care of the sidewalks to getting to them and like that, and everything's going fine there. The tennis courts are closed. The tennis courts are closed due to the skating rink being on one, and the other courts are left open. We left the other courts open, so if people want to go up there and just hit balls back and forth without any nets up, they're more than welcome to. And I've seen people up there playing. I should probably do that because I could probably play tennis very well without a net. I said I won't be hitting it. Sports programs are doing great. Everything is going well in the after school programs. Yes, you want to join?
Well, yeah, that would be good. But I just wanted to make mention, John, you and I had a conversation. I know there was a community member who was wondering the tennis courts, how it's protected because of the skating rink. Does it hurt the tennis court at all? So maybe, do you mind just addressing that for a moment?
Yeah, I addressed that with Adam. Adam and I addressed that, and there's really no problem at all because the weight that we put on it is not really that much of that would hurt it. But we decided to take an extra tarp that we had and we laid an extra tarp down on the tennis court to protect the tennis court, and then put the liner over the top of that tarp. So that's what we did just for safety reasons, no other reasons. That we didn't have to, but we decided to try, to do it. And the water drains out and it goes down into the road and down into the drain right there. It only takes a matter of about an hour for it to drain out. It's drained out now, and as soon as the tarps dry out, they'll fold them up and put them away. And we may be moving the skating rink. They're coming in with those tripods for the upper skating rink to see how level that is. And we're also looking at the Country Club of Woodbridge. One section is the volleyball, sand volleyball, and the other section is the hard true turf that we had put down for the tennis. And that makes a really good sound bottom. And so Adam's going to go over there and check that also. And we could probably level that out. It's fully enclosed with the fencing. It could be locked up as safe as we have now, and then opened at any time. And we could take it down, but leave the frame up, because it won't bother anybody. Just take the tarp, the liner, and put it away just for safety. We're going to try. We're going to try to look at everything. So we
Okay.
don't have to take it down.
Okay, and so thank you, John. So the the skating rink now it's done for the season, even though we've had some very crispy weather, but we had some warm weather. Are
Yeah,
we
you have to understand to freeze a tenant, you have to have 4 inches minimum. When you're using the
Yeah.
public, it's a public access, 4 inches. And even though you say you get 2 or 3 frozen days, they have to be in single digit numbers. They have to be like this. And we had that. We had 15 days of skating this year. We
That's
had 8
amazing.
inches of ice on one end, 4.5 inches on the other end. But then as it got warmer and everything like this, it slushed out and like this, and we couldn't get any. Even the deep end was only 3.5 inches.
Yeah.
Wasn't even up to the regulation 4.
Well, there was certainly a lot of enjoyment.
Oh, yeah.
So it was really wonderful that you were able to erect that this year and make it happen, as you promised. We didn't get to have the wish for like the hot chocolate night or that, right? Because that's right when it got warm.
That's right when it got warm. That's when we had those 60-degree days, those days like this, and it gets gushy on the top.
Yeah.
And once the skates get on it, they rip it apart like anything. So
Yeah.
we didn't get it hard enough like this. But I did get one great day there watching a young lady practicing or something. I don't know what she was doing, but they had a camera there all set up like this, and she was doing everything you see on television. She was doing the pirouettes, she was doing the flips, I was totally amazed. I didn't go over and ask anything, but I just like 10, 15 minutes watched her skate. And Jim can probably skate that well too, but I don't think he needs to.
But
But it was really nice to see somebody out there using it.
Yeah,
Like
that's
this.
great. Beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you.
it was
Thanks
good.
for addressing all of this. All right, I'll let you continue on the direction you were going.
Okay, we're after school programs. Now we're going to go on to finance.
You
Beep,
take-
beep.
Yeah, the program registration, we just opened last week. The first day we took 70 registrations in. We're over 100 right now, so we're doing really well for the spring. It's amazing, and like I said, the winter programs are winding up this week. So
Yeah.
busy time with the programs. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
That was it.
So now we have the financial report. We go to the financial report.
Program question.
Any
I don't know
questions?
if this is, I think this might, I'm sorry. This was about the biking event on May 14th, was it? I know Dwight talked about that date was in conflict when there's First Communion with one of the churches, and I know Dwight, you were doing some follow-up. Is there any report on that, and is this the place to discuss that?
I don't have any updates other than the fact that I called the town and I put the town in touch with you. And then that was the latest, I haven't done anything since, so.
Okay, all right, okay. And any more news? I guess the role in rec was to provide some sort of snack and maybe build,
Water bottle in the bag.
and
Water
maybe,
bottle in the bag.
Yeah, water bottle in the bag is what we're
Yeah.
providing.
We'll have
okay.
a station.
Yeah.
And maybe, were you gonna, I think you were interested, correct me if I'm wrong, were you gonna talk to Bill Bannock about some sort of yoga stretches that would be good for biking or for him
Well,
to
then
do?
Betsy said no demonstration, so I don't know, that's where we left
Oh.
off. I'll recheck with her, but, because I said about programs and then it was going back and forth, so I could just check about that, but as of right now, it was left off as no demonstrations.
Really? It would be, well, it seems like it would be nice for rec to offer some sort of athletic stretching sort of expertise to this program, from my perspective, but
I agree with you, and we're willing to do it. It's just that Betsy's in charge, and so Jim's going to recheck it.
I'll
and see.
recheck, we're just to confirm, see what she wants to do.
yeah, and maybe you can confirm the date if there's any change because of, I guess there can be lots of conflicts on lots of dates. So, maybe just to follow up with, Dwight's question, is that how much of a conflict is that in terms of how many children might be impacted, in terms of, or the program might be impacted with children not attending. I don't know how many kids this impacts or how many families this impacts.
Yeah, I
That
know we
falls
were
to
gonna have a
this-
demonstration, but she was gonna we're gonna supply the badminton set, I think the volleyball and cornhole. So we were gonna provide games that way
I
instead
see.
of people making a presentation. So that was left, I could talk to her and see if she
Oh,
wants that. So we were
okay.
gonna do it more that way, but we'll see. I'll follow up with her.
Okay, so there's the question about that, and then about the date, if First Communion was going to be an issue in terms of the number of families who can't attend. That was the other question that Dwight brought last time, right? Yeah.
Right, correct, yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, now I will yield the floor once again.
All right, now we go to finances, and if you look at it, the percentage of recreation fees by credit card is 36,465 and over 39,000. So it's 91.7% is
Yeah.
the by registration by credit card.
Mm.
And we're at 45.5%, 45.6, we're at 45.4. So we're right on target with that. Income. Jimmy got the income?
Yeah, this was the income this year. That was last year, it's comparing to last year.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
compared to last year.
Yeah, so we're at 45.6.
Yeah.
Last year, we're only at 37.2 because of COVID.
Because of
So
COVID,
you're-
that's
so
right.
We're
I think I'm 221.
doing well.
I had the wrong page, thank you. Expenses through 2022, we should be at 58.3%. We're at 61.2. So we're only 2.9% over where we should acting as, but because of the summer crew, because of the programs and everything like that, that's just coming all the way down, just keeps coming down. And by May, we should be even. May or June, we should be right on target, very close to it. And we were at 45.5% last year at this time, but that's because we were cut the programs.
Yeah, no.
We had hardly any programs. We started to
No
open up
camp.
programs and no real camp. We had a cut down camp. This year we're having a camp and have a full camp. We probably, the only thing with camp that will be adjusted is the trips. We probably won't do as many trips or any trips as of right now. Maybe wait one more year for trips, but open up the camp. Our biggest trip was center field, going down to the pond and back to center field and taking a little boat out. And basically that is our fiscal financial report.
So I have another question. Surprise. The camp you expected to run fully. We had talked a little bit about the camp for kids with more special needs. That's
That's not going to happen. That's too dangerous of a camp because of their immunization and the closeness that has to be done with that, with the workers. Everything, it's a more one-on-one type of thing, one-on-two, than it would be with a regular camp. And it's a confined area. If we had an opened area or something like that, maybe, but it's still, I think it's a little too early for that, to bring that all together. I would wait one more year on
okay.
that, one more summer.
And has there been the people really organized? I'm blanking on
Yeah.
names. Was it Cleo and
Yeah. There's been no discussion. There's been no, ramifications or anything like that, trying to, call us something like this. They know what's going on. They know it is like this. It is a program that we love to run, but we want to run it safely. I think that's
Okay.
the most important thing.
So is there any need to reach out to them to just confirm, or is there any discussion that needs to be had?
I don't think so. But out of courtesy, we could call them and tell them how we feel. Let them know we discussed here at Recreation and the safety of the program, and go from there.
Yeah, maybe in that we hope to get that up and running again if they're, in the
Yeah,
future.
oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I think it would be good to reach out and just let them know we were discussing and thinking about it. It's not that it's
I'll do
know.
that. I'll take charge of that.
yeah, if you agree,
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? I know I've had a-
Emergency plan. We have the emergency plan here. Did you?
No, we haven't yet. For this one.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can give me a copy. So
Okay, all right, we're not finished with that. Emergency plan we're putting together. It's the plan for the pool and everything like that, all our section. Teresa gave me her update on her program for the pool area and everything like that. So we'll have that in probably by the next commission meeting or the one after. We'll have it all set, ready to go, to have your approval, let you guys all look at it like this, and then any changes, any discussions, and we'll go over it. So we're working on that. Correspondence.
Great.
And that's my report.
Terrific. Thank you. Any policies and procedures? Nothing, right?
No.
And then we have the correspondence from oh wait, we didn't go over the field requests.
Well, this is the correspondence. Yeah, that's
Okay, correspondence. Okay, sorry.
we had 3 late requests come in, so I just put it as a correspondence.
I see.
Everson, that's a normal, he does that every year. There's no difference in that. We have this new request for flag football. We could put them at center. Center field's available. They said they could do it. This is the JCC. They want to try a new program. So, that's available the time they're asking. That's Sundays, 12 to 2. Like I said, they can't have P's, but center would work.
Okay.
And then the other one, the Milford Amigos, they're a team that, they pay each year. This is a normal request. They were just late. But again, they pay for their usage, and we've had them every year. So those are the 3 that missed last month's meeting. But
And none of these accommodations interfere with any of the other programming.
no, right. They're like I said, 2 out of the 3 are repeats. Everson and Milford Amigos, and the JCC one. That's a new request, and they first asked for P's, but I could put them at center, and they said that would work. So.
Okay. All right. Great. Do we have a motion to approve these field requests?
I so move.
Okay. And do we have a second? Smith, you seconded. Okay. Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor of accepting these field requests, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Terrific. All right. So moved. And then our last correspondence is from
Dwight.
Dwight, our chief here. Yes. So your annual donation of $3,000 to keep supporting the
Yeah, to support our efforts for a year. And they do overtime for our tournaments. They have guys groom the fields on Saturday and Sunday when we need them and everything else. And Adam does an unbelievable job keeping the field safe for our kids. So we do that every year. So
Very nice.
it's a
Dwight, are you vested? Have you been vetted by the state? Like this, can we have the copies of that? I'm only kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I know. We've been doing this for 15, 20 years. We've been giving him money every year
Yeah.
to help, and we've got a really good relationship with the town working together. So
That is clear. Yeah.
fruitful.
Well, thank you so much for your donation. Do we send a letter out to Dwight of thanks for his donation?
Yes.
Okay. Do we need to vote on that? No, we don't need to vote. Okay. Wonderful. Any other business or any questions about any of what we've discussed? This could be a record fast meeting, huh? Wow.
John's here.
I just want to give you one thing with the budget like this. I had given Tony 3 options. I gave him an option. It was about $8,000 that we could cut it. It wouldn't hurt that much like this to do what it is. It's like the 2,000 for the fitness center. It was like 4,000 or 5,000 for the trips because we're not going to do trips this summer. And that was it. The second one was a list of about 26,000 that would impact programs. And the other one was a $56,000 program, which would devastate recreation like that. So I gave Tony and them, and I noticed, I watched that night, the Board of Selectmen, and they approved our budget and in taking away that $8,000. So I'm hoping that Dwight and the Finance Committee, sees that we even done even more that we can't, which best we can do. So I hope so.
Look at it carefully, John.
Thank you, Dwight.
Excellent. Excellent work. All right. Do we have another date for our next meeting? I imagine we do.
March 28th,
March 28th.
a
Wow.
month from today.
Gotcha. All right.
And meetings, you could go virtual until April 30th. The town is going to allow if we're 3 weeks in the yellow, then we could start in-person meetings again. So I don't know, if we want to be in person anyway, or go all the way to April 30th, being virtual, but, that's where we stand on that.
It's a good question. So if we were meeting in person, would that mean that we need to wear masks? Because I know there's mixed feelings about that.
Well, the mask in town buildings end tomorrow. The masks here at Beecher, I think
Seventh.
is March 7th.
Yep.
So so if you're unvaccinated, you have to wear a mask. But, if you're vaccinated,
Oh, and if you're coming to a meeting from your car, I think you have to be,
I got my mask right here.
So
You can't drive your
If you're-
car into.
Get tried with your mask.
if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask, but any children under over the age of 2 have to wear a mask. And of course, if you're, vaccinated, you have to. There you go.
So we have some decisions to make here. So we could conceivably, the next meeting, are you saying the next meeting conceivably could be live?
if we have to be 3 weeks in the yellow, we're still in orange.
Right,
We have to
okay.
be 3 weeks in the yellow before the town is going to allow in-person meetings.
Orange,
So-
we're in Woodbridge.
Yeah, I know.
We're in Woodbridge, Jim. We're not in
That's all
Orange.
right.
I
Where
keep
are
telling
we?
you that.
We're killing them. We're killing them with this.
So,
So it makes sense to have our next meeting virtually,
still
Virtual,
virtual,
yeah.
okay,
And then,
perfect.
and then
right?
April.
Because,
Go to the-
Yeah.
and then discuss for the April meeting, we'll have a sense of how we're doing. Does that, how does that sound? Can't really vote on it, can we? Okay. All right. So the next meeting, the agenda, that should be added, I would say.
Okay, so add to the next agenda, what the April meeting would be.
Yeah, in person or virtual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrea, what we're trying to do with the Board of Selectmen and Board of Finance, when we hold the town meeting to go over the budget in April, I think it's the third week in April, I think it's the 18th, we're trying to do an in-person.
Okay.
We had a real issue last year when we did
Yeah.
Zoom, and it became such a
It was a
fiasco.
mess, right?
And, so what we're trying to do is we'd like to do an in-person first, in April, so we can go through the entire budget, so we don't then have that fiasco in May. So
Yes, that would be great.
it's presented, so.
So we'll still be, theoretically, I guess if as of tomorrow, 3 weeks, it's yellow, we could do it live, but I'm of the mind that for our March meeting, do it virtually and let's see how it's going, and maybe April will be able to do it live. That's good to know though, what the town's planning. Yeah, exactly. Fingers crossed. All right. Hopefully it will be yellow or lighter, like Mike's background there. Okay. Not my background, which is sort of an orangey red.
Or my,
All right.
or my background.
What's that? Yeah.
Or my background.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Which means that you have you're not doing well at Wordle. That's all right. Do we at this point have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Mary, do we have a second?
I second. Or Smith.
Everyone's seconding. Okay. All right. All in favor, raise your hand. And thank you all for being here tonight. We're meeting adjourned as of 7:55 p.m.